So guys, and welcome back to another video. Slightly different today. I'm on a bike, and I haven't been on a bike for about 10 years. I was given this bike by a local here in Canada. It's a 1990s rally, so it's like a retro bike. I think it's all right, seems to be all right so far, but I'm heading off to a beautiful location this morning. We're going to the local botanical gardens where I'm hoping to do a bit of wildlife photography and maybe with a bit of early spring flowers, using the Canon 5DSR and also varying other lenses as well. I've got a bit of landscape, I've got a bit of macro, and I've also got the Canon R3 with 100 to 500 to see if there's any wildlife about. So I better concentrate, holding a vlogging cam, haven't ridden a bike for a while, lots of potholes, so I don't want to go arse over. So we'll see you down there. So guys, I made it here on the bike, managed to not stack it, and oh, just behind me here, got a red-winged blackbird here. It's kind of cool. Doesn't look much like our blackbird because it's not a thrush, I don't think. Oh, look at that. Don't know if you can see if I push the camera up. Oh, let's zoom in. It's on top of a tree there. I'm going to get the camera out, get a couple shots in the bag if I can. Oh, beautiful bird, got a red and a yellow part of the wing. Beautiful. So guys, it's nice to do something a little bit different. Just getting on your bike, going to your local gardens. Stacks of wildlife in here at the moment. Red-winged blackbirds, northern cardinals. There's also some pileated woodpeckers in here, which are absolutely ginormous. They're like crow size. Apparently there's 2 in here breeding and they've just arrived. So I met a gent a moment ago and he's had a nice chat with him. He's been coming in here every day for 10 years. So that's the sort of knowledge you want. And he's given me an idea where the woodpeckers hang out. So yeah, going to hopefully see if we can find those, because I'd love to get those on camera. And they are massive, quite sort of pterodactyl looking, if you like, but we're certainly going to go, give it a go, see if we can find them. Hopefully we'll get some great shots. So guys, I'm here at Edward Gardens, also known as Toronto Botanical Gardens, sort of early spring. There's a lot going on here at the moment. It's in kind of a ravine here. It's quite warm. A lot of the plants, flowers are all starting to come out. Leaves started coming out in bud. It's quite warm in here, obviously, with the insects as well are here. The bird species are here. We've had song sparrows singing, red-winged blackbirds. We've had chickadees, we've had juncos, a couple of birds of prey overhead. There's also the pileated woodpecker, which I'm hoping to catch up with a little bit later. So I'm going to do things a little bit different today. You know, I'm going to do a bit of wildlife photography, but I'm going to also do a little bit of some flowers, some early spring flowers that are popping up through the forest floor, and anything else really that catches my eye. It's nice to do things a little bit different, you know. Been doing sort of a lot of the similar sort of vlogs recently, so I thought nice to break it up a little bit, and it's great to get out with the Canon 5DSR. So I'm just going to go through some of the kit I've got today, just to show you what I'm using. You're going to see that anyway when I take any images, and I'll tell you what camera and what lens I've been using, and obviously what settings they are. But I'm going to go through some of the kit I got today. So guys, the kit I've got with me today, pretty much standard. My go-to lens is the Canon 100 to 500. really is a good all-round lens. That focal length from 100 to 500 is great, especially for birding, especially for light outfit, walking around, shoot from the hip, great stuff. That 100mm for close-up stuff, 500mm for little bit things a little bit further away. So a really good lens, especially in good light and in low light. Actually, it shoots pretty well. So that's going to be permanently fixed to the R3 today. We've got the Canon 5DSR, which I think, if any of you watched my previous videos, I bought this last year, an absolute steal. I think it was like less than £900, and it had taken 174 images. It's absolutely mint condition. Beautiful camera, fitted there with Kirk bracket that's all the way around for sort of my landscape macro camera. So I've got that today, so hoping to shoot that. That's a 50.6 million pixel camera. Really good for landscape, really good for macro, fine detail, etc. So be using that a bit today. Lens wise, I've got my little nifty EF 18 to 15 f4 fisheye lens. So a really, really good little lens there. Certainly gives you a little bit more of a dramatic effect, something a bit more different. A lens I don't use that often, but I've had for years, but I'm hoping to get to use that today, hopefully with the 5DSR. I've also got my sort of go-to landscape lens, which is the 16 to 35 f4 L IS lens. Really good landscape lens, probably one of the sweetest lenses around. This was only bought early last year for really some of my landscape work, but it's a lovely go-to lens, that one, for many sort of landscape photographers. And for any sort of close-up stuff, I've got the Canon EF 100mm f2.8 L IS macro lens, which is really good for that close-up stuff. So we're going to combine all those on the 5DSR today, have a look, see what we can get, and hopefully you get some fairly decent images. The light is quite harsh at the moment. Going to find some little sheltered spots, some dappled light, and hopefully be able to get some of those lovely spring flowers coming through, hopefully escaping some of this harsh light. But that's what we're going to do today, guys. Hopefully spotting some wildlife along the way, maybe the pileated woodpeckers, some other bird species and early spring migrants. But nice to do something a little bit different on another cracking day here in Canada. So bear with me, guys. We'll see what we can find. Currently got a pair of white-breasted nuthatches, probably my favourite looking nuthatch here in North America. Oh, you probably won't be able to hear that, but I can hear two merlin really high up, making like an alarm call up there, really faint now. But there's bird song all around, guys, you know, a little bit of obviously traffic noise there, city noise. But other than that, we've got loads and loads going on. Birds are really active at the moment, getting those nests ready for the breeding season. But yeah, fantastic. These little nuthatches are great. No great shots like, but you know, it's good to see them going about their business. And at the moment, they're obviously looking pretty good. Their condition, in breeding condition, ready for that season. When you get it towards the end of the breeding season, after they've had young, they start to look a bit raggedy and ratty looking, so it doesn't make always for a great picture. But certainly this time of the year, when they're in tip-top condition, they make for a really good image. So I'm going to see if I can get a few more of these nuthatches going about their foraging business. So guys, getting down nice and low here, I'm just taking a picture of this little cluster of flowers. I've got no idea what they are. I will research them when I get back, but it's just beautiful really. There's a little bit of wind though, so it's I'm shooting at f8, f9, 100th of a second, ISO 100. So the light's right behind me. It's pretty harsh, but I'm getting some fairly pleasing images there, and that should be pretty much in focus. It's not the best, but it's a start. It's nice just to spend a bit of time. Got an ant crawling all over my... Come on, little fella. Come on, off you go. Yeah, I know I'm nice, but come on. And I've just seen looks like, I think it's a painted lady. So I'm going to go and see if I can get a shot of that. So guys, it's quite nice this morning. It's been nice just to bimble round, no real agenda. Bird song all around. Had some woodpeckers, cardinals, got the blackbirds here, got some song sparrows singing. Absolutely lovely really, and done a bit of photography with some flowers as well, which has been really, really nice. So yeah, quite active at the moment. Obviously got the heat of the day at the moment, which isn't great for the pictures, but certainly dialing in a bit of negative exposure there just to stop those highlights getting blown out. But it is quite difficult in the harsh light, but I've got out about 9 o'clock, so ideally I really want to be here first thing, but due to parental duties it's not always possible, but it's still nice to get here regardless, and we'll see if we can pull any pictures out the bag. I'm just adjacent to a massive bee's nest over here. Went right across the top of it, didn't realise, but thankfully no stings, but they look quite docile, so it's probably still a bit cool for them, so maybe I got away with it this time. But yeah, it's been nice. Gonna have another walk around for another couple of hours, see what's about, have some lunch, and hopefully we'll be a bit more successful a bit later. So guys, it's been a great morning so far. Light's got a bit harsh now, so it's washing all that detail and colour out of the images. So I'm just chilling by the river here, hoping to get maybe one of the great blue herons to come along. They are back on territory now. They do move away in the winter when it gets cold here and icy. And I've just chatted to one of the gardeners and basically said that they're back, so that would be quite nice. But I've had a good morning, seen turkey vulture, lots of more common species, and some new arrivals as well. So it's been real nice. I've not done as much shooting with the 5 DSR as I wanted to. I've done a little bit of macro work, but not an awful lot because that light is really, really tricky at the moment. And it really is washing a lot of it out. It'd be a shame to really ruin the images there. So I'm going to spend another hour probably here, and then I think I'm going to call it a day. We've actually got something called rain. Sorry, I'm not trying to rub it in, guys, back in the UK. I know you've had a pretty crappy time with the weather, but yeah, we've got a bit of rain coming for the next couple of days. So I think it needs it, and I'm quite happy to have a couple of days in office to get some stuff done. Oh, I see some mallards up ahead, having a little swim about. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna say crack on for another hour, see what happens, see if I can get some macro stuff in the bag, and go from there. So guys, we've got a brown-headed cowbird, which is the first time I've ever seen one. So it's like a red-winged blackbird with a brown head. I think he's trying to woo her at the moment, but it's lovely to see them. It's the first time I've seen these birds. I'm guessing they're relatively common here. They've allowed me really close. Going to spend another few minutes with them, and I'm going to leave them be in this conifer here, sheltering from obviously a lot of the harsh light today, because it is really, really warm. It's like 19 degrees today. But I'm going to get back, see if I can get a few shots of the female, and get a few shots of the male displaying, and then we'll leave them be. But fantastic, that's another first for me. For the Canadians obviously watch, I know it's probably not a rare bird, but still, for me, it's a first, and yeah, happy days. So guys, going to call it a day there. Spent probably, I think now, about sort of 4 or 5 hours out here. It's been really, really nice. It's been busy, you know, lots of people about, lots of birds doing their thing. Brown-headed cowbird, first for me today, brilliant. Seeing the turkey vultures overhead, lots of other smaller bird species. It's nice to leave the Cooper's hawks alone for a wee while and just get out and see what spring migrants have arrived. And it's such a beautiful location here, manicured gardens, but still there's an awful lot to offer here in this ravine system. And also a bit of news this morning, I had my first ever close encounter with a wild coyote, which was absolutely fantastic. Beautiful condition. I couldn't ascertain if it was a male or female, but the coat was amazing, looked quite a senior, maybe a lone coyote, I don't know. But my God, it was amazing. I was about 25 foot away, and its first response to me when it saw me was stop, look. We shared a moment. I had my 2 dogs with me, which were at heel, sitting down, and they saw it and they stayed, which was great. I certainly don't want them chasing a wild coyote. And it literally moved off through the undergrowth, kept stopping every 10, 15 feet, checking me out, and then resuming, and then afterwards it just disappeared. And I think I may know where there could be a den, because it literally went into this hillside and it vanished. And there's no foliage and stuff on the trees, so it very well could be a den site there. So I'm going to check that out, guys, and hopefully I might be able to do a video on the local resident coyotes that I'd hoped to do. I did hope to put a load of trail cameras out and do a load of recce work that way, but sadly from the Parks Authority I wasn't allowed to put any trail cams out. So yeah, a bit of a non-starter there for the recce work, but still lovely to see it. I was over the moon. So I'm going to head back now, get on the push bike, head home for some lunch because the cafe's shut. So yeah, it's been great though, really enjoyed it, and you know, I hope you did too, guys. A few new species there, but for me in beautiful Canada, I'll see you all next time. you.